Shimmy Hawashai Barakatah to all my brothers, Yahweh Shema about Shimmy Hawashai to all my sisters. This is the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge, coming straight out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. And we are here to teach our peoples the truth of these scriptures. We are here to teach our peoples what it means to love each other and take care of each other and protect each other as the Bible dictates us to do. But let's give a shout out to the Isupk Harlem, to headquarters. You know what I'm saying? Headquarters hooked up a nice cookout, you know what I'm saying, for the peoples. That cookout was based on us taking care of each other, feeding the people that needs to be fed in our community. You know what I'm saying? Looking out for each other. And that's what New York presented today. That's what New York showed the world, is that Black, Hispanics, and Natives are supposed to be looking out for each other, which is a beautiful thing. But the sad news is in Boston, man, in Boston, y'all did not show the same. In Boston, y'all didn't show the same. And I don't know if I could put it on the custom that y'all are following, because the Caribbean Festival is not a Black thing. It's not something that Black people started. It's not something that represents us. It actually dates back to European times. It's a European thing. It's not something that has to do with us. You know what I'm saying? That is something that has to deal with our oppressors. That's their history. Juvert is their history. When they swinging mud at each other, that's what they did. You know what I'm saying? Us, that wasn't our thing. We wasn't about parading down the street naked. Israelites were very civilized people, probably the most civilized on the planet, because we didn't act all animalistic. And whatever, like if we had conflict with each other, there was ways to solve those conflicts. You know what I'm saying? But we're going to listen to a news report, and we're going to probably read the news report, and we're going to go over some scriptures to show you how ugly that this Juvert in this situation in Boston really was. All right, let's get with it. You know what I'm saying? I want to share the screen. Let me share the screen. And if you have any questions, you know what I'm saying? You got any questions at all, type them in the screen. You know what I'm saying? Type them right on in. We're going to make it do what it do. You know what I'm saying? We're going to make it do what it do. All right. But first, let's look at this right here. Get this popping.
At this point, we have zero indication, according to police, that there's any active threat to the public, but the investigation is certainly just getting underway here. It's in its infancy stages. I want to get you straight to what Boston police have actually confirmed so far. As you look at some of these pictures that have come in, police have confirmed that at least 7 people were hurt during a situation that played out earlier this morning at about 7 a.m. All of them are expected to survive, so there are no life-threatening injuries. Understand, as you just saw from those pictures a short while ago, that this incident interrupted what was supposed to be Boston's Caribbean Festival, which usually features about 2 parades, the first of which was getting ready to actually begin early this morning. When those shots rang out, you could see at least one vehicle that was damaged there. Doing some digging, and this is supposed to be a moment to celebrate, usually draws in large crowds and families that will line the streets there in Boston's Dorchester neighborhood. But in the past, it has also attracted some violence and has resulted in various incidents that I've been able to see here, at least confirm officially, either through authorities or some previous reporting from our local affiliates there. So it certainly wouldn't be surprising that there would have been likely an increased police presence there to make sure that people felt reassured that they were safe. But unfortunately, again, we can confirm that this shooting that took place earlier this morning, though a motive remains unclear, did result in at least that delay, if not potential cancellation, of some of the festivities, though I should note that we have not officially heard from the city yet in terms of what the rest of the day will have in store. But these pictures will really tell you everything you need to know of everything that is left behind. Some police patrol cars there that were damaged in what was likely a very chaotic situation. I should note, Fred, that in the next hour or so we should hear from Boston authorities, potentially from city officials and police department officials. They will likely provide a clear picture of what took place. But again, the main takeaways right now, we sent things back to you, is it was at about 7 a.m. as crowds were gathering there to participate in Boston's Caribbean Festival when shots rang out, resulting in the injury of 7 people. All of them, according to police, are expected to survive.
Well, that is the good news, but what a terrible situation, what should have been a fun.
Now we see what's going on. Like, we literally, how may I put it? We literally joined together the wrong way. We joined together in a way that we were not supposed to be joining together. And we're going to go to the first scripture of tonight, which is Zephaniah 2:1. Let me type that in the chat. Today's class is the milk class / history class. I'm going to keep things very milky, very simple, very easily digestible. And we're going to go over some things, some heavy topics, and make it make sense to you, right? We're going to make it make sense to you, right? So let's get this together. Let's get this on. Let's get with Zephaniah. Bear with me 1 second. All right, sloppy on that. Had to, take care of a little business. But all right. We're going to go with Zephaniah chapter 2, verse 1. And listen, it says, gather yourselves together. Yeah, gather together, O nation not desired. Like, we all been to the Caribbean Festival before. We all know that the Caribbean Festival ain't really a Caribbean Festival in Boston. It's all those nations that are not desired coming together. You're going to have people waving Mexican flags, Ecuadorian flags, Brazilian flags, Argentinian flags. We're going to have all types of Black, Hispanic, and Native people there. It's not just for the Caribbean people. I understand. But the problem is the culture and the custom that we're following. That culture and that custom that we're following is quite despicable. It's not what we're supposed to be doing. It's not our way. You know what I'm saying? That's what our enemy does. That's what he does. Those are the things that he do. And what we're doing is following our enemy, learning after his ways and his culture, which is against the law, which is against the Lord. You know what I'm saying? That's not something that we should be doing. Who else likes to run around the streets naked, half naked all the time? Who else does that? Who else likes grinding on other men's women? Who else does that? Only one set of people have a history of doing that. Only one set of people do that, and that's our enemy. Bear with me. Only one set of people do that. And we are not supposed to be following him. So us gathering together to follow him, well, you shouldn't be surprised if shots ring out. Because we ain't coming together in a righteous way. We're not coming in a way that the Most High can respect and accept us back. And you know what I'm saying? We're not doing it like that. We're doing it in a way that's not respectable. We're doing it in a way that he looks down on us. He rejects us. And the last thing we want is our Father to reject us. You know what I'm saying? But if you got any questions, type them on in. Give me a sec. Give me 1 second real quick. Bear with me. I forgot. I paid for this. There's a whole bunch of things I can do with this now. And if you got any questions, man, call that number right there. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, any questions, call it on it. But let's get with it. Let's go to 1 John 4:20. Oops, I'm in the wrong section. Hold on. Bear with me 1 second. I'm having technical difficulties right now. Whatever's doing, something's loading up. Oh, chunk that out. Chunk that out. Pop that up there. Type that. And we're going to 1 John 4:20 through 21. Now, this is the only 4:20 that matters. You know what I'm saying? This is a very important 4:20 right here. While y'all want to get drunk and high and just smoke up all the weed on the planet, this is the 4:20 that matters. And that's what y'all were doing at that festival. Y'all grinding up on other men's women. You know what I'm saying? Our sisters were being whores. You know what I'm saying? We're following other people's cultures and customs. And when 8 people get shot, y'all shocked. Y'all completely shocked when violence breaks out at this festival every year. Violence breaks out at this festival every year. Why are you shocked? You shouldn't be. You know what I'm saying? But let's get with it. 1 John chapter 4, verse 20. If a man say, I love God, and hate of his brother, he is a liar. Let me tell you something. Everybody at that festival has on some type of Jesus piece, a tattoo cross on his arm or something. They have something that says they're a Christian, they love God. They have the sun, moon, and star for Allah and whatever. Everybody likes to claim they love God, they respect God, only God could judge me. And all other types of nonsense, right? That's what they do. And then they go to this festival following other people's culture, breaking all types of God's laws, and then shoot at each other. And then straight up and down shoot at each other. Now, 7 people, I'm pretty sure the person that was the target wasn't even hit. I'm pretty sure he wasn't even part of this 8 people. I'm pretty sure he wasn't. But 8 people got shot because a man that claims he loves God, he's a liar. He don't love God. Because if anybody at that festival loved God, they wouldn't have been at that festival in the first place. They wouldn't have been at that festival in the first place. Now you're at the festival breaking God's laws and shots rang out, and now you want to claim victim because you got shot. Look, listen. You are not a victim. You breaking God's laws at this festival, at the Boston Caribbean Festival, and you got shot. Shouldn't have been there in the first place. The man that was doing the shooting, he hates his brothers. Let's read that back from the top. 1 John chapter 4, verse 20. If a man say, I love God, and hateth his brother, he is a liar. You are a liar when you go to the Caribbean festival shooting it up. There's nothing but blacks and Hispanics there. And you're shooting it up. You hate God. You hate your people and you hate God. It's just that simple. I don't know what's going on in your life. I'm pretty sure you're going through hell just like the rest of us. Just like everybody that you shot at is going through hell. Just like I'm going through hell. Everybody going through hell. Everybody's going through something. You know what I'm saying? We all know this. Why make it harder for yourself and them? What happened? Why you do it? Because there was a lack of brotherhood. That's the only reason why any crime is being conducted, is because there is a lack of brotherhood in this place. It's just that simple. Should never be a lack of brotherhood. Never. But let's continue. For he that loveth not his brother, whom he hath seen, like you go up in there and you see people in there that you know. That man went up into that festival and there's people in there that he knows at that festival. There's people that he knows and loves. There's people that he knows him with. But he knows them. He knows the hell that they're going through. You see that person. What you're going through with that person is probably small potatoes from what our actual enemy is bringing you through. Our actual enemy got you celebrating his coaching, got you thinking that it's something that you're supposed to be celebrating. That's what our actual enemy is doing to you. Got you pretending like you him. Got you thinking that you should be doing what he's doing. That you should be like him. And you fall for a hook, line, and sinker. You fall for a hook, line, and sinker. That is sad, man. Straight up and down sad. Let's continue. How can he love God whom he hath not seen? You have not seen God. You don't love the man that's going through the same thing you're doing. You don't love the sister that's going through the same hell you're going through, supporting you in the hell that you're going through. You don't love her. You don't love that brother. You're going to shoot them. Shoot at the whole darn festival. You don't care who's out there. Everybody getting. You don't love them. So how can you possibly love God? How can you walk around with that chain on your neck, actually believing you love God? You selling your people drugs. You're helping you're supporting your sisters on OnlyFans. You're doing all types of manner of madness. You know what I'm saying? Eating all types of crab, pork, shrimp, and lobster, but you love God. You don't love God. And who's to blame for this? Christianity. Our so-called leaders. That's who's to blame for it. Plain and simple. You know what I'm saying? Let's continue. Verse 21. And this commandment have we from him, that he who loveth God love his brother also. Check it out. Christ was trying to show us from the beginning how to love each other. And the only way to love each other is the same way that we love God. God tells us to do something. That's what God's telling us to do. All these law that is out here is for us to love each other. Every last bit of the law is for us to show love to each other. You know what I'm saying? You got the law of not sleeping with another man's woman. You know why? Because that man's going to come back and shoot up a whole festival. You got a law of not doing drugs. You know why? Because you're going to get high or drunk and shoot up a whole festival. The Most High's laws are serious. The Most High's laws for us to learn and to love each other properly. You know what I'm saying? But let's get with it. Let's get with it. Let's drop that. Let's get Matthew 25 and 40. All right, bear with me. Before we get to that scripture, rock out with me real quick. All right, we're going to rock out real quick. Hold on, bear with me, bear with me. All right, let's just read it. Why can't I X out of this, man? There you go. Let's rock with it like that. This is about the best I can get it. All right. We got 4 arrests made. Firearms recovered after 8 shots in Dorchester. After 8 people were shot, they found the firearms. The dude must have tried to ditch him. He ain't ditch him no way. Just dropped him. Boston. 8 people were injured and 4 were arrested after shooting in Dorchester Saturday morning. According to police, a call for reports of shots fired came in around 7:43 a.m. at Blue Hill Ave and Talbot Ave. My question is this, right? Here's my question. Here's my question, right? Why are you mad at 7:43 in the morning? Who you mad at 7:43 in the morning? That's my question. 43 in the morning. What you mad about? What could you possibly be mad about at 7:43 in the morning? Okay, you went to Juvert. That starts at like about a good 5 in the morning. Y'all practice European culture by throwing mud on each other while y'all half naked. It's kind of homosexual, if you ask me. That's definitely that's definitely rainbow flag even activity. And then something goes wrong, obviously, at that event, and now people can't even have the parade because you mad somebody threw mud at you when they're supposed to. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. You know what I'm saying? Let's continue with it. According to I already read that. Females were shot. 5 of the women were taken to nearby hospitals. 2 victims suffered graze wounds and declined treatment. All of the injuries were considered non-life threatening. Well, that's what you got to deal with. That's what you got to deal with when you're following cultures and customs of other people. Police helped apply tourniquets to the victims until EMS personnel arrived. Police first stated there were 7 shooting victims before upping the number to 8 later in the afternoon. Gerald Vick and Dwayne Francis, both 30 years old and from Dorchester, were arrested. So these were the brothers that they believe committed the act, were arrested at the scene shortly after the shooting. According to BPD, Vick had a 9mm pistol with a large capacity magazine, which is illegal in Massachusetts. You shouldn't have any magazine that could hold more than 10. So if you got a large capacity, that means that's a law broken right there. Equipped with a Glock switch. So I don't know if you know, but the Glock switch is like a toy for these children. A Glock switch is not a practical tool. It helps automatic pistols shoot out faster. Problem is, it increases the recoil, so now you're losing control. So that's why 7 to 8 people were wounded because you had a Glock switch. I'm pretty sure you ain't even hit your target. Now that there's a Glock switch, I'm pretty sure you ain't hit your target. And with a Glock switch, that empties out a whole clip in less than it empties out a 10 bullet clip in less than 2 seconds. So I'm pretty sure his target wasn't hit. You know what I'm saying? But let's continue. Glock switch that enabled the firearm to fire continuously. Officials say Francis was allegedly found with a loaded 9mm Smith & Wesson pistol. So they both had their guns. You know what I'm saying? Now they got to test to make sure they go to the victims and all that. Both men were charged with unlawful possession of a firearm. So that means they probably didn't even do the shooting at all, but they were definitely charged with unlawful possession of a firearm. Police later obtained video showing 2 males involved in the initial spray of gunfire. So there we go. Now they on video. BPD says 21-year-old Sebastian Fernandez was shot in the leg during the exchange and limped into a nearby tow lot where he had a tourniquet applied to him by officers and was transported to a local hospital for treatment, BPD says. Fernandez was arrested for the shooting and is currently under guard in the local hospital. No firearm was found, so I'm confused. Was he the victim or was he the... You know what I'm saying? He was shot. Why is he arrested for a shooting if he was shot? The second individual shown on the video was able to initially escape the scene, but officers were able to locate 17-year-old male teen matching the suspect's description on Westview Street at 1:50 p.m. The teen was found to be in possession of a polymer 80 pistol equipped with a Glock switch. Police say he was arrested for firearm possession and his involvement in the shooting is under investigation. So we got 2 people with Glock switches, and nobody really dead. So I don't know what they're doing out here. In a press conference, Police Commissioner Michael Cox said the shooting is not related to the Caribbean Carnival Festival taking place nearby, and the shooting occurred on the outskirts of the scheduled parade route. The individuals displayed a complete disregard for human life in the midst of one of the city's cultural celebrations, endangering the lives of hundreds of people. Yeah. Blah, blah, blah. Flynn also added that the parade, that's something that you need to know. The parade should be canceled. I agree with him. It should be canceled because Blacks, Hispanics, and Natives should not be celebrating that anyway. We should not be celebrating that anyway. But let's get with that scripture I got posted right there. Matthew 25, verse 40. Should I start up before? Yeah, let's start up a bit before then. No, let's start there. Let's start there. And the king shall answer and say unto them, Verily I say unto you, inasmuch as ye have done it unto one of the least of these, my brethren, ye have done it unto me. That's something that we need to keep in our minds every time, and every day. You know what I'm saying? That is an important scripture. The things that we do to the least of our people, you have done it unto Christ. What does that mean? What does that mean? When you see a brother that's down and out, suffering, whatever you do to him, that's what you've done unto Christ. That's called brotherhood. That's called looking out for each other. Whatever you do to the least of your brethren, you have done it to all your brethren, even Christ. Peep it. If you gave that man some, you like, yo, I ain't gonna front. I've been doing this all weekend, because I don't carry cash on me. I'm a modern new age type of guy. I don't carry cash at all. So I'm up in New York, and there's brothers and sisters that need, that are in need, and they ask for, and I don't carry cash. They ask for a little something. I don't carry cash. I could just say no and continue walking, but no. I'm like, what you need? What you need? They be like a coffee or something to eat, a bite to eat. I oblige that. I got a debit card. That's the least I could do. Now, those little things that we do to the least of them, we're doing unto Christ. So looking out for each other, if you look out for one of us, you're looking out for all of us. Because we don't know what, like, that brother that's down and out, we don't know who he is to other people. That sister that's down and out, we don't know who she is to other people. You know what I'm saying? They might have a child that depends on them and loves them. And when something happens to them, they might break. Now you have somebody that's shooting up parades and festivals because something happened to their mother. Somebody wasn't looking out for their mother. Somebody wasn't looking out for their father. You know what I'm saying? Then you have those who will spit on those who ask for change. Tell them to get a job. Tell them they ain't nothing. I work, why can't you work? If you could say, like, well, what's that famous line that Michael Jordan said? Well, if you could ask, do you have change? You could ask, do you want fries with that? Michael Jordan is a scumbag. A complete scumbag. You know what I'm saying? So those are the things that you would do to Christ. If Christ was in here right now begging for change, you would tell him to get a job. You scum, you piece of crap. And that's ugly. That's ugly. The scripture says, we entertain angels unaware. You don't know who that person might be an angel that's about to make a report to the Most High. Like, yo, that brother right there, he looked out for me. Or that brother right there treated me like trash, sir. He treated me like trash. And that's what's going to happen. There's angels unaware, man. You're going to be, you are out there shooting up festivals, man. What you trying to do? Shoot up an angel? You don't know who you're shooting at. You don't know who you're shooting at. Plain and simple. You know what I'm saying? Let's continue with it. You know what I'm saying? Let's continue with it. Verse 40. Then shall he say also unto them on the left hand, depart from me, ye cursed, into everlasting fire, prepared for the devil and oh yeah, my bad. That one's a little deeper. That's talking about those who wants to follow our enemy's culture. It's talking about those who are our enemies, you know what I'm saying, teaching our people to follow their culture. We shouldn't have been out there at this festival, period. You shouldn't have been following the Caribbean festival, period. I know it's called the Caribbean Festival, but guess what? Guess what? The festival didn't start with the Caribbeans. Guess what? A lot of y'all like to say, well, it's African culture. Guess what? You're not an African. You're not an African, so you're still following another people's culture. But it didn't even start with the Africans. Africans don't even know what a parade is till this day. You know what I'm saying? It actually started with European culture. That's European culture. That's Roman, Greek, Greco-Roman culture. They were ones running around half naked dancing in the streets. It's not something that we did. It's not something that we did. And we attribute it to Africans because Africans are known to be walking around half naked. But they don't know what a parade is. They just dancing because that's what they do. You know what I'm saying? But let's drop that. Let's get on. Let's get John 13. Oh, man. I need to brush up on it. John 13, I believe 34. Oh, let me type it actually in. See, messing up again. John 13 and 34. Now, bear with me 1 second. Got a quick message. All right, that's not for me. All right. Go to John 13 and 34. Here we go. Okay. John chapter 13, verse 34. Read along with me. A new commandment I give unto you. Now understand that this is not a new commandment. I know it says it's a new commandment, but it's really the whole gist of everything. It's really the purpose of all the law put together. It's all the commandments wrapped up in one. So you had to say it's a new commandment because the simple fact is that back then we did not understand the purpose of the law. We did not understand that the law was for us to love one another. So he had to make it a commandment just so we can understand what the whole purpose of the law was. So we can understand that we are here to take care of each other and look out for each other. But let's continue with it. John chapter 13, verse 34. A new commandment I give unto you, that ye love one another as I have loved you. Like, how has Christ loved us? Put that into perspective. How has Christ loved you? Think about it. Since you came into this truth, I want to say you came into this truth. Since you learned what you learned today, everything that you know today, right? Everything, right? What has it done for you? What has it stopped from you doing? What has it done? What has it done? Let me answer that for you. Right? You need to understand Christ's position on how he loved us was very simple. Christian church like to make it seem very difficult so we won't be able to do it ourselves. But it's simpler than that. Christians want you to believe that you can't do what Christ did, but you can. And let me explain what it is. You were able to teach each other. You're able to teach each other, right? That's what Christ done for us. Christ taught us. What did he teach us? He taught us how to follow God's laws. And that's the same thing we should be doing towards each other. Teaching each other how to follow God's law. What else has Christ done for us? He guided us, healed us from our hell and our problems. You know what I'm saying? He most importantly, let's get to the kit and caboodle. He died for us. He died for us. That's what brotherhood is. Brotherhood ain't us killing one another. Brotherhood is us willing to put our lives on the line for one another. See, that's where the streets got it messed up. While you out there gang-ganging and bang-banging, y'all don't even know what that really is. None of y'all are really out there wanting to die for each other. Y'all not built like that. But in the ISUPK, that's all we know because we're built like that. That's all there should be. That's all there is. You know what I'm saying? That's all we can do is look out for each other. Let's read that from the top again. A new commandment I give unto you, that ye love one another, as I have loved you, that ye also love one another. It's just that simple. It's just that simple. For us to love each other as Christ has loved us. We got to be willing to give our lives for each other. We got to be willing to teach each other. We got to be willing to correct each other. A lot of y'all can't even take correction from another person. First thing that comes out of your mouth is, you're not my mama. You're not my daddy. Man, shut up and stop being weak and take that correction. Move on and get stronger. That's what you're supposed to be doing. Instead of you want to be out here, want to be whining like a little child. Grow up. Take the correction. Learn to shut up sometimes. It just makes you stronger at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Let's continue. By this shall all men know that ye are my disciples, if ye have love one to another. See, shout outs again to the brothers and sisters in ISUPK Harlem. But that's all they did was show that they loved each other and loved the people. They fed the people. They took care of the people. That's love. That's what we're supposed to be doing. That's exactly what we're supposed to be doing. You know what I'm saying? That brother that shot up that festival, he does not have love for his own. He does not have love for his people. He does not have love for Christ. He is not one of Christ's people. Matter of fact, let's bring it to those who claim they love Christ as people. Isn't there one of those TikTok prophets going down for molestation? Another Malachi Z. York imitation, following Malachi Z. York's practices of being a pedo? What's his name? Rashad something. I don't know. He's technically a nobody. But let me tell you something. If he treats his peoples as bad as they say that he did, he is not a prophet of the Most High. He's not a disciple of Christ. He is a nobody. He is nothing but a pedophile. Because the only way you know if these people are the disciples of Christ is they have love for one another. Just like we do in the ISUPK. Us in the ISUPK, we ain't going to have some African in our school murdering one of our sisters. You ain't going to see that. In the ISUPK, you ain't going to have one of our leaders, so-called leaders, beating up a brother, breaking his arm and doing all types of manners of madness. You ain't gonna have that in the ISUPK. The ISUPK, we ain't gonna tell black women they ain't nothing and that's okay for black men to be with white women. You ain't gonna hear that. You ain't gonna hear that. Know why? Because we have love for one another. And that's all that matters to us, is loving each other, because that's all the law dictates us to do. You heard that last verse. You heard Matthew 25 and 40. That's what the law is about. Us having love for one another. It's not a new commandment, but hey, it's a new understanding on all the commandments combined. All the commandments combined is for us to love one another. You know what I'm saying? Let's continue with it. No. Let's drop that. Let's get on. Let's get Matthew 5 and 22. Let's go back to Matthew. Let's go back to Matthew. Matthew 5 and 22. Right? Here we go. Oh, let me get there. Let's start with 21, actually. Matthew chapter 5, verse 21. Ye have heard that it was said by them of old time, thou shalt not kill. What is old time? What is old time? What is it? What is old time? Let me tell you what old time is. Old time is the Old Testament. Old time was the past. Old time is the thing that Christians would like you to throw away. But guess what? Christ was teaching from it. That's what Christ relied on to teach you. So how can it be thrown away? If your teacher teaches you something, are you going to throw away your teacher's notes? Are you going to take your teacher's notes and say, we don't have to follow those notes anymore? We just got to follow what our teacher said. That's dumb. That's dumb. Now you got to follow those notes of old. You know what I'm saying? Let's continue. Yes, let me bring it back, because me starting from there just sounds weird. Matthew chapter 5, verse 21. Ye have heard it was said by them of old times, thou shalt not kill. And whoever shall kill shall be in danger of the judgment. Like this is the old rule. This is the rule. You should not kill. If you do kill, you are in danger of the judgment. You're going to have to pay for what you've done, right? Let's continue. Verse 22. But I say unto you, that whosoever is angry with his brother without a cause shall be in danger of the judgment. Like that brings it to even something smaller. You kill somebody, you're in danger of the judgment, right? But let's say you angry with your brother without a cause. You have no good reason to be angry with your brother. No good reason at all. None. No good reason to be angry with your brother. You are in danger of the judgment also. Okay, guess what? The hatred that you have for your brother is no different from murder. You are putting an obstruction in the brotherhood. His brotherhood is all that matters. His brotherhood is all that is. We are that one body of Christ, and you put a little friction in there. It's going to cause a problem. So you being angry with a brother is no different from you killing a brother. You're both in danger of the judgment. You're both gonna have to pay for that. You know what I'm saying? Let's continue. And whosoever shall say to his brother Rakah shall be in danger of the council. Like Rakah is another way of saying foolish, or you have no value. That's the best way to put it. You have no value. You ain't you are worthless. When every black man on this planet has value. I don't care if he's in the middle of the darn sewer drain in the nastiest place in New York. That brother has value. You know what I'm saying? And that's our problem. We like to devalue each other because we want to chase the value of our oppressor. We want to be like our oppressor so bad that we look down on each other and look up to him. And that's the issue. That's the issue. Our oppressor, he's a cunning, very cunning man. He's a cunning hunter, as the Bible said. That's how he's taking us out, by having us take each other out, by having us have problems with each other and shooting up a darn festival. That is something that we have to deal with. We got to stop looking up to him and start looking up to each other. Start understanding that we are valuable. We are more valuable than the gold of Euphaz. We are top tier. I don't know if you believe it or not, because the simple fact is you are following our enemies' lives and culture. But yeah, we're top tier. We are where it's at. You know what I'm saying? Let's continue. But whoever shall say, thou fool, shall be in danger of hellfire. You call your brother a fool, guess what? Call him a fool, you are in danger of hellfire. You are in danger of direct punishment from the Lord. Direct punishment from the Lord. That's what hellfire is. Hellfire ain't you going underground and being in the pit and burning. Because if you believe that was it, that means murder is just judgment. You ain't going into hell if you kill somebody. You ain't going to hell if you devalue somebody. No. If you just believe that scripture for what it was, you do not understand the Bible. Because your Christianity screwed your mind up, got you thinking that hell is someplace after death. No. You look down on your brother and calling him a fool and whatnot, guess what? The world's gonna start looking down on you. The Most High gonna put you in some hellfire. You're gonna be in a situation that is so embarrassing and unbearable that you're gonna feel it. You're gonna start looking up to that brother that you look down upon. That brother that you called a fool. Y'all gonna end up switching positions quickly. Quickly. You know what I'm saying? But let's drop that. Let's get let's go to Luke. Luke 6:31. My fault. I always do that. Luke chapter 6, verse 31. Let me get there. Luke chapter 6, verse 31. Maybe I should read up a bit. Hold on. Okay, Christ is going in on this lesson. There's a lot to break down on this one. Okay, let's start from the beginning. Let's go up to verse 20. I might spend some time on this one. And he lifted up his eyes on his disciples and said, so Christ, you know what I'm saying? He's looking up at his disciples and he's about to speak to him. And this is what he said. He said, blessed be ye poor, for yours is the kingdom of God. What is that telling you? You're going through some hell. The kingdom of heaven is for you. Right now, the Black, Hispanic, and natives are the poor. We are the poor of this world. We are so poor, we don't even have a nation. You think actual indigenous Mexicans are running Mexico? You think actual indigenous Dominicans are running Dominican Republic? You think these people are running what was theirs? Jamaicans don't run Jamaica. East Indians and Chinese people run Jamaica. You know what I'm saying? We are actually the poor and the hated. But we're blessed because that final kingdom the world needs belongs to us. We will be in rule, we will be in power. You know what I'm saying? Let's continue. Verse 21. Blessed are ye that hunger now, for ye shall be filled. Like this is Christ telling you of what's to come. Hunger now. We're hungry now. Starving now. You know what I'm saying? We're starving now. You might not, this is probably ain't talking about physical hunger. Some people it is. We're starving now. We are at the bottom. But this is a black man's book. We got to remember that. Starving is not necessarily talking about food. We have no power on this planet. We have absolutely no power at all. And we're starving for it. We want that power so bad that we will do whatever our enemy does and has done to gain that power. And we shouldn't. Just go through the hunger pains, brother. Just go through it because we got something greater coming for us. We got something a whole lot better coming for us. You know what I'm saying? Let's continue. Blessed are ye that weep now, for ye shall laugh. Yo, there's going to be a time like it's, if you're a Black, Hispanic, and Native and you look at the condition of your people, it should bring you to tears. Like me and this trooper at when we was at the New York, the Harlem cookout, the East Coast cookout in Harlem, me and this brother went to the store to grab up a few things, right? And when we were doing it, right, we seen brothers and sisters down and out. One sister was so crazy, man. She was out there just half naked. And the beautiful part was we seen a brother on a bike just reach in his pocket, pulled out everything he had and passed it to it. The brother only had $2, man. That brother only had $2, but he gave it to him. You know what I'm saying? He didn't even like go through, shuffle through money, nothing. He just reached in his pocket, whatever ball, like in a ball, it dropped into that sister's hand. It was only $2. But that brother was righteous for doing it. That brother was righteous for doing it. You know what I'm saying? That sister was down and out. Who knows? That $2 might get her senses back. Who knows? I don't know. I could just hope. You know what I'm saying? But let's continue. Verse 22. Blessed are ye when men shall hate you. Who is the most hated on this planet? Brothers and sisters in the ISUPK. I get mad specific with it. We are the most hated. That's guaranteed. But in a more general sense, it's Black, Hispanic, and natives. We are the most hated and disrespected people on this planet. You know what I'm saying? And what should happen for us? Blessed are ye when men shall hate you. You know what Christ said? Christ wanted us to let them know, yeah, they're going to hate us, but just know they hated him first. They hated Christ first. So them hating us is small change, man. Go through that hate. That hate is actually a badge of honor. It's a badge of honor. You know what I'm saying? Let's continue. Verse 22. Blessed are ye when men shall hate you, and when they shall separate you from their company. Man, that is a beautiful thing. When those men hate you, like when you come into this truth, understand this. People want to separate yourself from them. They don't want you putting down their habits. They don't want you talking that truth around them because it makes them feel bad. It gives them a guilt trip. It makes them feel small. That's a good thing. That is a good thing. And as a nation, it will happen. As a nation, our enemies, well, they pretty much don't want to be around us right now. But wait till we start bringing this truth into the fold as a people. When we start loving ourselves as a people, you know what I'm saying? That's going to be glorious. Absolutely glorious. You know what I'm saying? Bear with me 1 second. I think I'm having technical difficulties. Bear with me, bear with me. All right, we're looking good now. We're looking good. We're looking good. You know what I'm saying? Like, our enemies have nothing but hatred for us. So we should be able to deal with it, especially as a people, because that's the whole point of brotherhood. See, us joining our enemies while we're getting shot at these festivals, while 8 people were shot at that festival because we wanted to join our enemy and feel like we're loved by our enemies. But no, all that does is make us become enemies of each other. If you haven't noticed, every holiday and festival that is not of a righteous cause, that is not something that the Most High tells us to celebrate, we end up committing all types of atrocities. The murder rate and crime rate goes up when it comes amongst our people because we are doing something that is against God. And not just that, we're doing it to try to impress an enemy who will never be impressed by us. We're trying to catch up to him, trying to be like him. And it will never happen. But let me tell you, if you got questions, type them on in. You know what I'm saying? Let your presence be known. Let your presence be known. But I'm going to continue with this all through to the 31st verse. You know what I'm saying? Because Christ was dropping it heavy on this. You know what I'm saying? And shall reproach you and cast out your name as evil for the Son of Man's sake. Like, look, us saying black people should separate from the faces from everybody else in society. The rest of the world calls us evil for doing that. The rest of the world calls us wicked and evil bastards. I mean, Salaki for my language. Evil people because we want our people to take care and love each other. You know what I'm saying? So when you walk in this walk and you start loving each other, you got to expect those type of things to happen. And Christ was giving the disciples warning. He was giving the disciples a little understanding of what's going to come when he's gone. Let's continue. And shall reproach you and cast out your name as evil for the sons of man's sake. Like, remember, Christ did tell us, you know what I'm saying? They're going to hate us for his name's sake. Just remember, they hated him first. You know what I'm saying? Let's continue. Rejoice ye in that day, man. We got to rejoice when that happens, man. We got to rejoice. It's a good thing when you see those things happen. That means we are walking that right path. We are walking that right path. The path a lot of brothers are walking leads them to shooting up a festival. A lot of path brothers and sisters are walking leading them to freaking have an OnlyFans page. have him talking about putting perks in his drink and stuff. A lot of paths we are walking is not beneficial to us as individuals or us as a nation. And you got to blame our enemy for that, because they are teaching us that individualism and looking out for yourselves is what we should do. They teach us that. They teach that we should be looking out for ourselves when no other nation does. But they want to put that on Black, Hispanic, and natives. That YOLO mentality, that do for self mentality, that look out for self mentality. I'm here, you get here like I got here. No, that is not the righteous way to think. That's not the way that we're supposed to be thinking. That's not the way any other nation is thinking. And I understand we technically don't even have a nation. We have no land, no language, no property, no security, nothing. And who's to blame for that? The same man y'all continue to follow. But let's continue. Rejoice ye in that day and leap for joy, for behold, your reward is great in heaven. That's what I'm fighting for. That's what you should be fighting for too. That's what this brotherhood is about, is for that heaven. What is heaven? I'm about to hurt a lot of Christians' feelings right now. But heaven is not something that you go to after death. Heaven is a place that you go to on earth, which is Black rulership, us ruling this planet. That is heaven, because the condition we are in right now is hell. We are in straight up and down hell. What's the opposite of this condition? What's the complete opposite of being on the bottom? That's what we are. Who is lower than Black, Hispanic, and natives on a world view? Who's lower than us? Nobody. So the opposite of that is being on the top. Being on the top, and that's Black and Hispanics joining hand in hand, ruling this planet as one body as we should be, and ruling this world and ruling our enemies. That's what heaven is. You know what I'm saying? But let's continue, because our reward will be great in heaven. Once you know that they hate you here, just know they're going to love you when heaven comes. When it's time for our rulership, they're going to love you. You think Martin Luther King going to get love in heaven? Martin Luther King's job was to tie us to our enemy. His job was to combine us with our enemy. And you think he's going to get love for that in our rulership? No. His heaven was America. That was Martin Luther King's heaven. America. I mean, granted, he did wake up towards the end, but by then it was too late. It was way too late. But let's continue. For in the like manner did the fathers unto the prophets. Like their father did the same thing unto the prophets. The prophets were not loved people. The prophets were hated. The prophets were hated. You know why? Because the prophets spoke against the kingdom that was in rulership. We were ruled over a lot of kingdoms, man. A lot of kingdoms ruled over us. And the prophets spoke boldly against them. And that's what we do in the ISUPK. We speak boldly against our enemies. We speak boldly against this kingdom. We're not here saying that we should love Africans. We're not here saying that we should love Caucasians. We're not here saying that we should love East Indians and Polynesians and all that. No, we're not here doing that. No, why? Because we know who our enemy is. And we speak against them. And that makes us hated for Christ's name's sake. That's brotherhood. We put our lives on the line for our people every day. We were in Harlem feeding Black, Hispanic, and Native people, kicking out Africans, kicking out Europeans, kicking them all out, saying they can't eat. We ain't feeding them. And guess what that could have done for us? We could have got hurt. But the Most High is on our side. Somebody could have sprayed up that instead of spraying up the festival. They could have sprayed up our cookout because we're doing the work of the Lord. But guess what? They didn't. Know why? Because we were doing the work of the Lord. We were feeding our people, taking care of our people, loving our people. While back home in Boston, they were shooting up festivals that were following the cultures of other nations. Some things should be expected. Every Christmas, crime goes up. Domestic violence goes up. Shootings go up. Same thing for Thanksgiving, Halloween, New Year's, Valentine's Day, all that. Same thing. Because those are cultures of other people. And the Most High got to give us an example of what we should and should not be doing. You know what I'm saying? But let's drop that. Let's continue. Verse 24. But woe unto you that are rich, for ye have received your consolation. This is your heaven. For all those that are rich, this is your heaven. For you, Bill Gates, you, Elon Musk, you Oprahs. Oprah, this is your heaven, Oprah. I'm sorry, when the kingdom of heaven comes, you're just going to be black trash. Jay-Z, you're going to be black trash. You know, all you fake pastors out there, fake ministers, fake bishops, you're going to be black trash. Guaranteed. You know what I'm saying? Let's continue with it. For ye have received your consolation. Woe unto you that are full, for ye shall hunger. Like Christ is telling you. Are those that are full and that look down on your own people? Are those that are full that look down on our people? Enjoy your fullness now. Enjoy it now. Enjoy it. Because there's going to be a time where you and your children will be starving. And it's up to us to be gracious or not. I mean, there's a natural thing about being black, Hispanic, and Native. We have a natural compassion for those that are not our own. I mean, we'll diss the poor of our own quite frequently, and it's sad. But for y'all, we have a little more compassion on. I don't know why. Believe me, the water to Commander General Yohana, I lost that compassion for you. It probably was not his intentions, but I lost it. I don't care for anybody that's not black, Hispanic, or Native. I don't. Not one bit. I only care for black, Hispanic, and Natives because only they understand our pain. Africans don't understand it. Pretty sure it wasn't Africans getting shot up at that festival. My man's name was Fernandez, the one that got shot up in the leg and got the tourniquet put on him. His name was Fernandez. That definitely is a slave name. I doubt any Spaniards was at that festival. You know what I'm saying? You seen the names that was read on that report. All of them were slaves. They understand the pain of slavery. But let's continue. Woe unto you that laugh now, for ye shall mourn and weep. Man, y'all, there's going to be a time. Laugh now. Enjoy your heaven now. Enjoy your heaven now. I'm telling you right now, there's going to be a time where you're going to have to weep. There's going to be a time where pain and suffering will come over you. There's going to be a time where your Donald Trumps will be more than locked up in jail. They ain't going to lock up in jail. They're going to be serving slavery. They're going to be in chains by my people. You're going to have a bunch of black, Hispanic, and Native people enslaving our enemies. You know what I'm saying? But let's continue. Laugh now. You're going to cry later. Woe unto you when all men shall speak well of you. Like, yo, you in this hell, in this world, think about it. In this world where homosexuality and same-sex marriage is allowed, in this world where drug addiction is somewhat supported and cheered upon, in this world where alcoholism is pushed on people who cannot defend themselves, in this world where women are cheered for being prostitutes and whores, this world speaks well upon you. What is that saying about you? What is that saying about you? This world where pedophiles basically pretty much still walk this earth. If it was up to me, Salakia, you know, if it was up to me, pedophiles have to be done away with. It's not no sitting in jail type of situation if I was ruling. It's not no sitting in jail type of situation if I was ruling and rapists got to walk. It's not no sitting in jail type of situation if drug dealers get to walk. No. But I'm not in power. So laugh now, enjoy your heaven now, or get right with the Lord. And that's for my people. Let's continue. Woe unto you when all men shall speak well of you, for so did their fathers to the false prophets. Like the false prophets got bigged up. Like, I mean, look at this world. I mean, they love some Martin Luther King. They love some Malcolm X. They love some Farrakhan. They love all these. Like, look, that dude who's going down for pedophilia right now that was on TikTok getting millions of views. They loved him. They love these fake Malachi Z. York wannabes. They get nothing but love. That's how you know they're still part of this world. God's prophets are hated. And who is the most hated? ISUPK. ISUPK is the most hated. Understand that. That's how you know you're with the right ones. Because ISUPK shows nothing but love to each other. They look out for each other. They correct each other. You know what I'm saying? They feed and help their own people. Those are the true prophets of God. While your pastor gets all the love from the world, all the money and all that, yeah, that's what your pastor gets. While Commander General Yohana has to put faith and trust in the few men that he has to build up a nation that Christ wants to rule. That is struggle. You know what I'm saying? That is rough. That is rough as can be. You know what I'm saying? But let's continue. Let's continue. But I say unto you, which hear, love your enemies, do good to them which hate you. Like, is that talking about loving Caucasians and do well unto them? No. Look, if those brothers who shot up that festival heard this scripture, that festival would have never been shot up. We see ourselves as enemies. We don't see our enemy as an enemy. We as a people don't even see them as enemies. We see them as our leaders. That's why we vote for them. We see them as our kings, the great examples to be. That's what we see them as a people. But they actually are our enemies. And who do we see as our enemies? The same brother that's going through hell with us. We see him as our enemy. We're fighting over the same crumbs that our enemies actually putting on the floor. And those are the enemies that this scripture is talking about. Let's read that from the top again. But I say unto you, which hear. So those that hear. At this point, he's talking specifically to his disciples. He's telling his disciples, because disciples had enemies. Like back then, you know how much convincing that our enemies at that time, which were our own people, which were Sadducees and Pharisees, had to do to convince the Roman government to kill Christ. The Roman government didn't even perceive Christ as a big enough threat. They wasn't worried about him. It was only our own people that were worried about him. So Christ telling his disciples that our enemies, which was the Sadducees and Pharisees, and scribes and all that, you know what I'm saying? They continue. But I say unto you, do good unto them that hate you. Bless them. Slack it. Let me bring that back. But I say unto you, which hear, love your enemies. He's telling the disciples straight up and down, love those Sadducees and Pharisees, man. They are still your people. They are still your people. Love those Sadducees, those Pharisees, those scribes, those people who voted for Christ to die. He had to tell his disciples to love those who is voting for Christ to die. That's heavy as can be. And that is as a prophet and follower of Christ under command of General Yohana, it is hard. I see it right now. It's very hard. But we have to. We have to. You know what I'm saying? Let me continue. Do good to them which hate you. A lot of these Christian pastors hate us. You go on Clubhouse, you can feel the hatred. Yeah, they may kiki it up. These Christians on Clubhouse may kiki it up, but they hate us. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these people on Clubhouse hate us. A lot of these people in the conscious community hate us. A lot of these people in the so-called Israelite community hate us. Christians hate us. This world hates us. And guess what? We got to love those who are our people. We don't see it as a faith-based thing. We don't see it as a political thing. Now, this ain't political. This ain't religious. This ain't spiritual. I mean, it is spiritual. But this ain't as the world sees spiritual. This is not none of that. No, this is about our bloodline. Ain't about what you believe personally. It's about our lineage. If you come from the same fathers I come from, then I have no choice but to love. Because if not, our enemy has nothing but complete plans to wipe you out. Nothing but complete plans. But let's continue. Let's continue. But oh yeah. Bless them that curse you, and pray for them which despitefully use you. There's going to be a lot of people that come across us that's going to despitefully use you. You understand that. There's a lot of people that might owe you personally a lot of money. They have no plans on paying you back that money. Guess what? Forgive them. Toss that to the side. Don't worry about that little bit of change, man. What they owe you? 100, 200, 300, 500 bucks? What, 1,000 or two? Fuck. What's more important? What's more important? Us loving each other or that quick $1,000 or two that he owes you? What's more important? If you need help with bills, that's what you got the ISUPK for. That's what we do. We look out for our people. You know what I'm saying? Let's continue. And unto him that smiteth thee on the one cheek, offer also the other. And him that taketh away thy cloak, forbid not to take thy coat also. What does that mean? Like, okay, Christ wasn't no coward. So if somebody slaps you on one cheek and you offer him the other, what does that mean? That means you're giving him, you're showing him a little mercy, and you're giving him a chance not to do it. You're giving him a chance to fix what he has done. That's called brotherhood. You ain't going to just get slapped in the cheek and just come back with a Glock with a switch on it and shoot up everybody but him. That's not what you're going to do. You're going to look out for each other, as Black, Hispanic, and Native men are supposed to do. Get slapped on the cheek, give them a chance to correct that. Give them a chance to fix that. You know what I'm saying? Let's continue. Give to every man that asketh of thee, and of him that taketh away thy goods, ask them not again. Basically, man, if a brother needs help, help him. But those who do you dirty, just ask them not to do it. That's what turning the other cheek is, man. Just be like, yo, bro, don't do that no more, man. Don't chill out. Chill out. Chill out, man. Don't be trying to rob me. No, chill out. That's what turning the other cheek is. Literally, right there. Ask them not to do it again, man. Don't do that. Here, let me see if you're gonna do it again. Here, slap me again. We do it all the time. I see Black people do it in fights. Like, oh, he knocked me. Oh, do it again. Do it again. Take the first shot. Take the first shot. We do it all the time. We just got to put it in practice on the spiritual level instead of with all the hatred that we have for each other. You know what I'm saying? Let's last verse. Maybe I should go even further. But let's see. Verse 31. And as ye would that men should do to you, do ye also to them likewise. Like, you think that brother wanted? You think that brother wants his celebrations all shot up? No, he won't. But you cats don't think that far. You don't know who you're shooting out there. You go to this festival and 8 people get shot. You don't know who those 8 people are. You might have shot your op. I see one person got arrested for his involvement in the shooting. It probably was the op. But guess what? No Black man is an op. You may believe that it's only because our oppressor made you believe it. But think about it. If you believe he's such a op and you shoot him up, you get shot up, you know what I'm saying? All he got is shot was in the leg. So the only place he got shot was in the leg. Now what you think he's gonna do? He ain't gonna turn the other cheek. He's just gonna react. He is not gonna turn the other cheek at all. He's just gonna react to it. So if you treated him like you wanted to be treated and not get shot at, then don't shoot at other people. If you don't want your birthday parties or your children's birthday parties or Christmas parties or whatever weird things that y'all celebrate, then why are you shooting at other people? Why don't you just turn the other cheek? If that brother offended you, should have gave him a chance to correct it. Gave him a chance to fix it. You know what I'm saying? But let's hold on. Should I go further? Oh, yeah, let's go further. Verse 32. For if ye love them which love you, what things have ye? For sinners also love those that love them. Like, what are you doing? If you're like, A lot of Christians like to say this is why we should love our enemies as of Caucasians, but no, this is why we should love our enemies that are of our nation, because there is reward in loving that. You know what I'm saying? The reward is the nation becoming stronger. There's no reward in, put like this, us and I as you became, we're gonna love each other regardless. What's the reward in that? Us loving each other. That's it. It's gonna be the same forever. But what's the reward on us loving those that hate us? We could gain a brother. We could gain a brother and make the nation stronger. We could gain a sister and make the nation stronger. There's benefits in that. There's benefit in loving those that hate us that are of our people. What's the benefit of loving us, loving those that hate us that is not our people? Let me tell you something. Strange fruit hanging from trees. That's the benefit of that. Martin Luther King proved that. Loving them that hate us that are not our people, all that does is have us being strange fruit hanging from trees. All that has us is shot down by police. All that has us is at the bottom of society. See, our enemy, he respects his enemies. He don't respect a slave. And your love for him just makes you just that, a slave. So when you're shooting up a festival, guess what you are? You are a slave. And he loves you. Oh yeah, he'll love you. You're the best thing that ever existed. But for your people, you need to do better. Salagi, let's drop that. Should I go further? No, let's drop that. Let's get to I possibly got time for one more scripture. Let's go to let's go to Amos 1 through 9. Amos 1 through 9. Give me a couple seconds to get there. This might be a little But if I'm gonna leave that for homework, that might be a bit too long of a break there. Let's go to Romans 12 and 10. Let's go to Romans 12 and 10. Shalom, Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shabbat. So, what's going on? I'm a one. Shalom, up. Checking in for Oakland. Shout out to my brothers and sisters up in the Cali area, man. One day I'm gonna make it out to one of those cookouts out there, man. You know what I'm saying? I got plans for the Florida one, man. Hopefully the Florida one pops off. I got plans for that. If not, I might go to the Cali one. You know what I'm saying? But the Florida one's my only plan for the year outside of the one I just had to work at. You know what I'm saying? But let's get with it. Let's go with Romans. Let's get with Romans 12 and 10. Let me get there with you. Be kindly affectionate one to another with brotherly love. What does that mean? Be kindly affectionate. Does that mean hugging and kissing on one another? You know what I'm saying? Does that mean, you know what I'm saying, being on LGBTQ flag wavers? Are we waving rainbow flags here? Nah. Oh yeah, I'm definitely coming to the Cali one soon. I don't know when. Maybe not this year. Hopefully next year. You know what I'm saying? But Florida's special in my heart. But I gotta come to a Cali one sooner or later. But you know what I'm saying? But be kindly affectionate one to another with brotherly love and honor, preferring one another. See that brother who shot up that festival up in Boston, guess what? He didn't love his people, not at all. He didn't prefer his people, not at all. What he preferred was, I don't know, I ain't gonna speak for him personally, but for most of the time, from my experience in my life living out, you know, doing thugging and bugging, everything that a brother does is either reverting back to money or women, which all reverts back to trying to be a Caucasian. It all reverts back to that. Trying to keep up with the Joneses, trying to live like the mafia or the early settlers of this region. That's what it boils down to. Like our people never fought and shot and killed over women. If a woman wanted to be with another man, guess what? She ended up dead. The man ended up dead. But it's not something where innocent people are going to die. We got laws against fornication. But we're not just going to sleep with other people's women. But it's either that or money or drugs. All that reverts back to us trying to be like our enemies. You know what I'm saying? That's all it reverts back to. You know what I'm saying? Those brothers who, like, there's three people who are arrested for this situation. Eight people wounded. One of them was the people involved in the shooting, right? At some point, we're going to have to learn that it's deeper than just our private lusts and our personal desires and all that. It's deeper than that. You know what I'm saying? At some point, we got to learn and understand that. You know what I'm saying? But hold on. Let's go to I'm going to end it on this scripture. I'm going to end. Hold on. Hold on. Let me find the scripture I'm looking for. Oh, that's why. Here we go. Give me a second. Here it is. Hebrews 13:1. This is what it boils down to right here. Hebrews 13:1. Hebrews 13:1. John 13:34. I went over that one. That's one of the first ones I went over. That one is definitely a knocker. But here it is. Here's the bottom line of it. If this spirit was in Boston right here, those brothers would not have shot up the festival and 8 people would not be wounded right now. Hey, I'm thinking the Most High that 8 people ain't dead. You got 2 Glocks with a switch and only 8 people wounded. That's definitely an intervention of the Lord. You know what I'm saying? But Hebrews 13:1. Let brotherly love continue. That is the bottom line. That's what we're missing in Boston. Boston is not about a brotherly love. Boston is not about that. Boston is about keeping up with the Joneses. You know what I'm saying? That's what Boston is about. And it's sad. It's completely sad, and it's something that my job is to help this city break from. You know what I'm saying? We want to keep up with our enemy, and our enemy is only out here hoping that we shoot up festivals. Boston been trying to shut down the Caribbean Festival forever, and I pray they do. I pray Boston shuts down that Caribbean Festival so we don't have to have another mass shooting, you know what I'm saying, ever again. There's a shooting every year at this festival. This is the first time in a while that somebody been hit, but there's a shooting every year at this festival. Shooting and stabbing, everything. You know what I'm saying? Let's continue. Be not forgetful to entertain strangers, man. Take care of each other, man. Entertain each other. Look out for each other. Know why you should do that? Know why you should do that? For thereby some have entertained angels unaware, man. You might be looking at it. You might be entertaining an angel unaware, man. You might be entertaining an angel unaware. And you don't even know it. You don't even know it. You ever come across somebody that asked for help that you never saw before? And then you helped them and you never saw them again? Or you didn't help them and you never saw them again? Let me tell you something. Brothers and sisters that are homeless, they have spots where they panhandle. And wars break out with the homeless that are panhandling on other people's spots to panhandle. So if you're seeing somebody for the first time, good chance that might be an angel. But it doesn't matter. Just help your people. Look out for your people, because you don't know. Angels don't have to just come and go. They'll be here for a while. Wonder if you will ever help. Wonder like the story of is it Leviathan? I believe it is Leviathan. You know what I'm saying? When that poor man was asking that rich man for help, that poor man, you know what I'm saying? He stayed there for a while. He didn't just go. Most High made that poor man over that rich man. It's always good to help your people. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to end the class on that. You know what I'm saying? This is the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge, straight out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Currently under command of General Yohana. Want to give one more shout out to the Harlem camp, brothers and sisters up in headquarters that made that glorious cookout. Cookout was glorious. You know what I'm saying? Give a shout out to those brothers and sisters one more time. You know what I'm saying? And with that, Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai Barak to my brothers, Yahweh Shemar, lift up by Hashem, Yahweh Shai to my sisters. And if you want to be a trooper up in the school, get in all black shirt, black pants, black headband, black boots, all that. Get in all black if you want to be a soldier up in the school. Sisters, you want to get up in the school, man, just do your time, man. Just get up in here, help the brothers and sisters out. Help these brothers, these priests of the Lord. Come to class, put your names up there and get your name. Once you get your name, you are in these ranks. You know what I'm saying? You are part of the family. You are part of this body of the Lord. You know what I'm saying? And with that, shalom.